everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our fabric pull for Home Sewn Volume 1's May mini quilt. I already have the fabric pull and the full tutorial up for April. I'll make sure that's linked below. Today we're just going to pull fabrics for May. Kimberbell has provided a new file with your Home Sewn files. If you've already downloaded, if you go back and re-download, they have this Home Sewn Volume 1 fabric list. You can use this to pull your fabrics, but I like going into my stash and pulling fabrics. We're going to do this the same way we did the fabric pull for April. We've got a great picture here for the month of May and one right here. My background's going to be the same as last time. I'm going to use the white, which is Confetti Cotton Cloud by Riley Blake. Here's what that looks like. It's kind of a soft eggshell white, not a super bright white. We'll use that again for our background. Now we have to go through and decide, do we want to match the picture? Do we want to do something different? I showed these in the April videos, but in case this is the first Home Sewn video of mine you're watching, I have these Kimberbell Basics bundles, spring, summer, fall, and winter. I've had these in my fabric stash for a while. They're really nice fat quarter bundles. And then I also have a bundle of the silky solids. And then I have the embroidery felt, the ice blue, pink parasol, and our micro velvet moss green and azalea pink. Instead of making this house as close to the picture as possible, I'm going to change this up a bit. Since we just did a gray house here, I want to make something a little bit different. This whole picture kind of makes me think country cottage. I found this really nice textured light brown in the Kimberbell Basics fall, and this really fun kind of coral pink print in the Kimberbell Basics spring. I'm going to use this for the house and this for the roof. I think these are going to look really nice with the pinks that are right here. So there's some pink and with the greens. So this is my house on my roof. I'm going to write that down here so I remember what I picked and where it came from. For the windows, I'm going to go ahead and stick with yellow. I have a couple choices here. I've got a really pale yellow and a more bright yellow. These are from a fat quarter Bella Solids bundle. I think I showed these last time too. In 2023, I did a year's worth of Solid of the Month Club with Fat Quarter Shop. I've got a nice selection of yellows here. I'm leaning more toward the pale yellow. Since this color is kind of bright and intense, I almost feel like it competes with this, and this kind of looks like a banana. So we're going to go with the pale yellow for the windows. For the attic window, they show gray, and I have this scrap of gray already with fusible on the back from the April Home Sewn. I'm going to use this. This is Zen Gray. The clouds are made with the felt. We'll pull the ice blue felt for our clouds. I will be adding the mini quilt panel, but we'll do that in the next video. The twine, the clothespin, all of that. For my fusible, I'm using Pellon SF101. For my project batting, I'm using Missouri Star Best Blend 80/20. It is extremely similar to Kimberbell project batting. It's very, very flat. I've been saving my Kimberbell project batting for sipping on sunshine. As soon as I get this fabric kit, you'll start seeing some videos for this. And then you'll need light mesh cutaway. The next thing I need to do is pull all of my threads. And since I changed the color of the house from gray to brown and the roof from black to the salmony pink, I have to pay attention to my thread colors and look for where these threads are called for in the instructions and make sure that I've got a good thread that'll work with that. Let me go pull my threads. I've pulled all my threads and I've had to pull 2 additional threads. When I pull my threads, I look at how they're listed here. I grab my glide color card. You can look it up by name and by number. This is actual thread on the card. It makes it really easy to match. Sometimes I have a good match, sometimes I don't. I just do the best that I can. I have a mix of Floriani, new bro thread, those are the ones that look like this, and sim threads, which have a number that starts with S. The new bro thread and sim thread came from Amazon. When I first started doing machine embroidery, I bought a couple of sets of colors. They've been great. I have no problems with them. I pulled 2 additional colors. Since I've changed the color of my house, I wanted something for the house satin outline. I picked this nice golden brown. It matches the fabric really well. So this is not in the official thread list. And then for the roof, I had a lot of trouble with this color. It's not pink, not red, it's kind of salmon. This was the best I could come up with. I was trying to match this darker color. I think this will look okay. Cross your fingers. I may change it before the day we actually stitch it out. We'll see. In the next video where I actually assemble it, as I call out the colors, like if I say black, I'll hold it up, I'll show you the thread, I'll show you the thread number, you'll see the thread brand. If you have these kinds of threads, you can do a screen grab. Here's my thread conversions. And you'll see there's a note here for the one I picked for the roof, that when I'm done I have to put it back with my spring showers quilt, which is halfway done. I really need to finish that. The only thing I'm not going to pull today is the backing fabric and the binding fabric. I'm going to wait until it's all put together and then dive into my scrap bin and look at what I have on hand and pick my binding and my backing. Now that I've got everything pulled, I'm going to go ahead and go through and cut everything, organize it. If it's got the little heart, it needs fusible on the back, and I'm using Pellon SF 101. Then you also have to cut your project batting, get all your threads, all your materials ready, and then I'll be back soon and we're going to start putting this together. If you have any questions on the Home Sewn mini quilts, please leave me a comment below. Please like, subscribe, and share. If after watching this video you've decided you want to participate and you want to purchase these products, please consider using my links below. I get a small commission, but more importantly, it lets Kimberbell know that people are watching my videos and enjoying my content. Kimberbell has generously provided me with the files needed for Home Sewn, the mini quilts, and the embellishment kit, and the felt and the micro velvet. So thank you to Kimberbell. Coming up on the channel, as soon as the fabric kit gets here, Sippin' on Sunshine, and then I'll also be bringing you Perfectly Pieced, Tube Studio, and Applique of the Month. I'll link those playlists below for you. I do those every month. And I'm also open to requests. If you have a particular Kimberbell project you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below. I also have a Facebook group that will be linked below. It's a small group. You have to answer one security question to get in that keeps out the spammers and the bots. I hope to see you there, and I'll see you back here soon. We're going to sew up the May Home Sewn. See you next time.